Here we have a new 2026 Ford Maverick. Now this one comes in the Lobo trim level with all-wheel drive. Carbonized gray metallic is the paint. And then we do have navy pier and black onyx ActiveX interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights and the LED fog lights. And one thing I love about the Lobo is just the grille. That's what really makes this pop. They did such a good job designing this grille here, and I really like the overall styling of this truck. Now here we have 19-inch aluminum wheels. These are optional black painted aluminum wheels. I think it's $110 for the option, something like that. I'll show you on the window sticker here in a minute, but I like how the wheels kind of match with the trim throughout. We get passive keyless entry on the front, and I apologize in advance for the wind noise. Power door lock controls. We have an express down driver's side window. All the other windows are just regular power windows. Power mirror controls are here. Rear window lockout. We get blind spot monitors in the side mirrors. And then I love the colors in here, I really do. Now over here, cargo lamp, headlamp controls, brightness for the gauge cluster. Hit this twice to pop the hood. You get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so sitting behind myself, pretty good space back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. And then down here you have 2 USB-C ports for charging. And there's the front from back here. And this truck has an optional power moonroof, so there's the sunshade there. And then bottle holders are here, the middle seat, and then this light here. You can press that to get it on. Grab handle, and then shirt hanger there. Now, if you need to activate your child locks, you just stick something in there, turn it one way or the other. Fuel filler takes regular just fine. And as we come to the back of the truck, there's a look there. Hitch receiver. And then here's a look at the bed. Now I'm gonna come around to the rear passenger side. There's a bunch of floor mats and stuff in the way, but if you look in here, you can barely see the lower anchors popping out on either side there. And then you can actually pull this, and then it folds the seat down, and you get access to the top tethers for the car seats behind the seat itself. And then from either side, you can pull these up. The seat itself, you have little straps here, so you release it there, and then you can pull the entire seat up. There's a little storage compartment there. Not too much, but it's nice to have. Now, quick look at the window sticker. You all can pause anywhere you need to if you want to take a closer look at anything. A lot of pollen on there, I apologize. So $9.95 for the power moonroof. And our front passenger seat, manual seat back here, and the seat bottom right there. Glove compartment. As we come back around the front, quick look in the engine bay. There's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now before we hop in the driver's seat, just gonna give you a quick look at the blinkers. And it's very bright out today, so barely visible. So nice ActiveX wrap steering wheel here. And there's the horn. Now over here to the radio, we get our AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And on top of that, we have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. Settings are here. Go to your general settings and you can control your language. If you want to change that, units of measurement for temperature, miles, and then the tire pressure. Your features are over here. So driver assistance, you can fool with all of that. And then your apps, you have the CarPlay, Android Auto, YouTube, and then the karaoke there. AC controls are down below, so you can choose your fan direction, your temperature down here, your fan speed here, your auto. Cut the whole system off with a button there. So I mean, it's a pretty simple yet useful infotainment system. And there's a little storage pocket behind it. While I'm over here, quick look at the backup camera. Very good picture. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Down here, volume knob, hit this button to give you a calm screen there. Hazards, and then you have the brake hold there. And then a USB-C, USB-A duo there that connects directly to the radio. And then you have a little storage compartment here. For the shifter, hit the brake, reverse, neutral, drive. And then you do get a manual mode, so you can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel to do that. Your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then we have our traction control and our auto stop toggle there. A few storage pockets, center console cubby space. The lights, LED throughout. And then this is for the sunroof or moonroof, so one touch slide that back. Hit it a second time, goes all the way behind the shade there. You can close it one touch as well. There's a look at the back seat. I know it's a little messy from up here. And then there we have the vanity mirror. Back up front, left side stalk blinkers, high beams, and then we can turn on the lane keeping system. And then we have our intermittent wipers on the right side. One time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here and pull up for the fluid. Left side of the steering wheel itself, cruise control, turn that on or off, cancel, set your speed, volume down, volume up, mute. And then over here we have our voice recognition, track list, or radio station presets we can toggle, and then Bluetooth controls as well with the same buttons. And these go through your drive modes. You have sport, eco, slippery, and then you have your normal, and then your tow haul, and your Lobo. So the Lobo here is basically supposed to be like a track use, if you will. So that's pretty neat to have on this truck. I don't know how track ready it is, but heck, pretty neat to have. Hit this button here and you can go through your different gauge cluster functions. So you can have a trip or economy meter set up, status info. So in here you can see your seat belts. And then if you go down to the vehicle maintenance, you can see your tire pressure monitors, your oil life, all of that. And then again, fuel economy, the trip meter, whatnot here. Push button start. Finally, here is the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Ford Maverick Lobo out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Maverick Lobo here, the Lobo drive mode is meant only for track usage, but I'm gonna keep it here for a minute just to see how it drives. I'm not gonna really thrash it or use it rough. I just kind of want to see how the truck is gonna drive. because this is one of the biggest differences between a Lobo and just a traditional Maverick. Now in this Lobo mode, the traction control is off. It's a 2-liter turbo 4, so it's not going to be crazy, but it is a spirited drive, and it does give you kind of a fun mode, if you will. It's kind of race ready. Now in the traditional Lobo mode, in the auto mode, it just likes to go. But here I'm using the manual mode just to see how it drives. And that's one of the cool things about having this Lobo mode. If you put it into the Lobo mode in auto, you can basically just floor it and run it. But if you put it into the manual mode, you get kind of all the power there, but you can control where the vehicle shifts. So depending on what you're trying to do, that might be a good thing or a bad thing. But I mean, regardless, you have the option to do one or the other. But I am going to put it into the sport mode. It's just a little heavy out here in traffic, so I'm not going to be able to do too much. Now I do love the blow-off valve sound of this. It sounds menacing. It's really overly loud, which is really neat for me. I really like that. But another good thing about this truck is you're still able to get 21 miles per gallon city, 30 highway in a truck that you can drive pretty spiritedly. If you want to take it to a track or whatever, you can. But it also still has that same small truck feel. So it almost feels like a street truck in a sense, but it's still a Maverick. You're still getting 30 miles per gallon on the highway when you're not trying to thrash it, and you're still getting pretty good city fuel economy as well. And even though this is a more street-oriented pickup, it doesn't feel overly stiff. It's still relatively comfortable to drive. Still feels good from behind the wheel. Now the paddle shifters are pretty easy to operate for me, and that's another thing I like about the truck. It's not too much, and you know, just overall driving the thing is pretty fun. I'm gonna take the manual mode off for now, and then we're gonna see how this drives in auto mode. We're gonna give it a pull here. Yeah, just the overall feel again, the sound, everything is so cool. Now I'm gonna keep it in the sport mode and then put in the eco after we get on the highway here, but I'm gonna give it a pull getting on the interstate. Looks like we're gonna be pretty wide open here, so this will be a good one. Here we go. So yeah, power is really good. Gets up to speed very quickly. And that was really nice. Now I want to give one more huge thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But overall, I think for the money, I mean, it's a fun truck to drive. It's one of those city trucks that's still very practical in a sense. If you need something that gets decent fuel economy, has a bed, it can tow a little bit. But yeah, I really like how they made this trim level. It's again a fun truck, feels quick, feels sporty, but the looks are what really gets me. Just from the inside, this navy pier interior is awesome, and then just the grille of the Lobo, just the overall styling, the accents and all of that. But a good overall package, I think. Now it's a super windy day today, so the wind's kind of coming in the cabin just a tad, but road noise is really good, not noticing any tire noise for the most part. And again, I think for the money, Maverick still has kind of a stronghold on this compact pickup truck market, and they're still doing a great job with it. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Ford Maverick Lobo.